First of all, I'm going to reconcile these names with Wikidata. So this is a first step to see if any of these people already appear in Wikidata, which will be quite a helpful thing. So you go to Reconcile, start reconciling, and you begin to reconcile with Wikidata. It takes a moment for the system to figure out what kind of material it's looking for, but it's looking for a human. So I'm going to not auto-match these candidates, and I could add additional properties. It can already tell that some of these people were members of the cabinet in Egypt, so it's already putting them in the right spot, but I'm just going to go ahead and start reconciling these as humans without doing any additional work there. After this, I'm going to have to reconcile the given name column as well, but I'll do that later. Okay, I'm going to pause for a minute and let it reconcile. And the mission is complete, and it's time to begin checking reconciliation. Now, I asked it not to auto-match high confidence items because I wanted to take a look at them. So the reconciliation offers you none of these are offers you the possibility to sort your reconciliation judgments, and I'm going to use those facets on the left. So I'm going to remove all of those which have no suggestion at all, the blank ones, and I'm going to look only at those with a 100% certainty score, and most of these are going to be probably correct. So you can see item 1 here, Ibrahim Dasuqi Abaza. This is almost certainly correct, and so we can just go ahead and match that one. It's probably not the Egyptian Muslim scholar we're looking at here, but nor the association football player, but this politician. This is almost certainly correct because our table lists him as the Minister of Public Health, so we can confirm that particular candidate. Ibrahim Amr, a person who died in 1942. That seems about right, but if we're uncertain, we can just click on that item, and this opens up the Wikidata page. So we can see Ibrahim Amr, we can see some more information about him, his date of death. He has an Arabic page, so we can click on that and see that Ibrahim Amr Pasha was an Egyptian Sudanese merchant, and he got the rank of Pasha on the 15th of February 1937. So if we go back here, we can see that the 15th of February 1937 is indeed the date associated with him, so this is certainly the right guy. And we can carry on in this fashion. Now, one thing that happens is that we find some problems and mistakes. So Ibrahim Abdel Sayed is a professor of medicine in Alexandria, but it looks like there are two different entries for him. So let's open up these two entries and see what's going on with them. Okay. So here is an entry showing him as a physician, and it's linked to what's presumably his Wikipedia page, and this is linked, this other Wikidata item is linked to the Egyptian Arabic page for the same person. So these are almost certainly refer to the same person, and I'm just going to merge these two pages. The way that we do this is you choose the Wikidata item number and you copy it, and then you use the merge function. And I'm just going to merge two of these using this merge wizard. Okay, so now we have just one item here, which is this number, this Wikidata number, and we can use that number as well to merge this record. We can see that the physician is correctly merged. Okay, let's see. We can carry on in this manner. Clearly, this is the correct person. We can carry on like this. I'm not going to spend much more time going through this method. I'm just going to take you to look at some others along here. So if we move and look at individuals who have a lower score, some of these require slightly more involved judgments. If we jump down the list, again, Taraf Ali Pasha is almost certainly the correct person, an Egyptian politician. But Bohana, who died in 1994, is probably not the same as Bolas Hanna. So we'd have to look a little bit more carefully here. Ja'far al-Sadiq is probably not the same as this fellow. So it may well be that a lot of these individuals can't be properly reconciled. So I'm going to turn this video off for a moment and do some more reconciliation work, and then I'll come back and show you what I do with the result. And so I matched 115 of the 351, and so there are some left over, 236 that I haven't matched. Now some of these, many of these are not going to be in Wikidata at all. Others are going to be there, but under names that were not really obvious to me, and I'm just going to show you one of the kind of problems I encounter. So if I filter it to the high probability scores, and just look for those which I haven't matched, you can see that I've got people like Ahmed Tawfiq, Ahmed Hussein, names like this, Hassan Said. You can see that there are a large number of candidates, and it's a bit hard to tell. Well, it's a big effort to go through these candidates one by one and see who's who. So I'm not going to, the whole idea is to do this relatively efficiently. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time picking through this list. Instead, I'm going to move towards another means of deciding which candidates can be uploaded, which means I'm going to get rid of this reconciliation data for the 2/3 of items that I haven't reconciled. Now, to do this, I'm going to add a column, an entry identifiers column, for those that I have reconciled. I'll just call this Wikidata ID. And that column is there only for those items that I've reconciled. And then I am going to discard discard the reconciliation judgments, and I am going to clear the reconciliation data, so that we're back to a simple column with names, the Wikidata IDs for those that I'm sure about, and then given names and occupations. Now,